this tour has just kind of blown my mind in a lot of ways.
Dignity begets pride, and I must say with this tour and this group and these not-for-profits, I feel more pride and prouder than I ever have of the Bandit Tour.
You never know when somebody's just gonna want to do something wild and you're there for the ride, so you might as well hop in.
So day one of the Bandit Tour. This is the 7th Bandit Tour and my 7th year on it. We always kick it off working here in Vancouver with some local not-for-profits. So we had the Airstream, the truck, the Bandit down here today. The bus is still getting its final touches for the tour tomorrow. Some really cool organizations we're working with today. Just had a really cool conversation with Mandy from Big Brothers Big Sisters. I was a big brother, and Matt, who's on the other side of this camera right now, was actually a little brother. So just connecting and telling some of those stories were great. Some of the random acts of kindness we were doing on the streets today, those are the ones that they really hit home, they really hit your heart. People are so grateful, so thankful for something as small as a meal or a pair of socks, and it's really cool to see that. It sometimes even makes you feel a little guilty about what you have and how you live, but it also opens your eyes and opens your minds, so hopefully you can do a little bit more on a regular basis, and you don't need something like the Bandit Tour to actually inspire. So tonight the local bandits are doing plenty of plates with our friends from Save On Meats, and this is a really cool one. Lots of our team do it throughout the year, but it's basically volunteering to get together in a kitchen. It's very well organized. It allows people to roll up their sleeves and get in the kitchen and actually cook meals for those here in the downtown east side who maybe would not have been able to afford or had access to the type of meal that they're going to have tonight. So it's a really humbling experience, a really cool experience to be able to chip in and help out and do that and actually interact and interface with those that are getting the benefits of the event. Tomorrow we hit the road. It's the start of 7 days on the road. I think 15 not-for-profits, a lot of fun, a lot of culture. Super excited. We've got our partners from Vidyard are helping us out this year, which is going to be awesome. Just to have someone else and bring more people into the fold, it's going to be an amazing trip.
So here we are at the traction offices. We've got the Airstream, the bus, and the trusty Vidyard steed. We're heading off to Seattle. We'll catch you there.
Today we were cooking food for Teen Feed, who serves underprivileged youth in the Seattle area. Basically we cooked some teriyaki chicken, we cooked some mac and cheese, we cooked a whole bunch of different dishes, and basically this is all going to go to youth who come here, get a good meal where they otherwise wouldn't be able to. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. You get 16 people together in a couple hours, and you can feed a whole bunch of people who otherwise wouldn't be able to find a meal. So I think especially on my birthday, I feel it especially acutely.
The other cool thing about this is the other half of our team is at the Salesforce office today helping the Team Feed team with their Salesforce instance. So their entire organization is run on Salesforce.com. And some really cool stories. Actually, their Salesforce administrator, Stephanie, was actually a guest of Team Feed in the past. It's really cool to hear the stories of the full cycle. So people who are leveraging the services of an organization like this, then volunteering and helping out with the organization, all the way to a point where Team Feed has someone working for their organization that was a guest in the past. And it's really cool to hear those success stories or graduate stories, if you will.
It was really incredible to be able to support them in multiple ways, from being here cooking food and to the other part of their staff with the team doing Salesforce. So we love being able to kind of help them in multiple ways. We are heading to the Great Wolf Lodge, so I think there's going to be a little bit of fun after some volunteer work this morning. And then we move on to Portland tomorrow morning, where we will be working with more nonprofits on their Salesforce orgs and more volunteering. That's what this whole trip is all about.
So we are here with Love Today, which is an amazing organization based out of Oregon, putting together these bags full of clothes and all the things that foster kids need when they are brought into a new home. So this has been a really cool experience to kind of see how quickly foster kids get turned around and matched with these homes. And foster parents oftentimes have hours notice before they are matched with kids. And With Love is this awesome organization that makes sure that these kids have everything they need to be set up and feel loved. They are given clothing, they're given toys, and it's all personalized just for them, which is, it's been a lot, but it's been awesome to see all the love and passion that comes from everybody that works here and all the volunteers. It's clearly contagious because all the bandits have just jumped in head first and probably welled up more than once, like myself. It's been a really eye-opening experience, to say the very least.
One of the hard things we learned today is it's a crazy number. It's 1 in 100 children in the state of Oregon are fostered. And if you think about that number, this could be that some schools might have up to 30% of their population as foster children. And it's a terrible label to be labeled as a foster child, because I think there's a lot of stigma to that. I think this organization is doing some incredible work to help really kind of give these kids a fair chance, a chance that we all deserve. If you can tell from the wall behind me, they even took the care to make us feel like superheroes, the bandits. We certainly got our rolled up our sleeves and we packed bags for foster children. But the other side is we actually had an opportunity to do what we're good at. And so help them with donation management, inventory management, sign in, check in, all the volunteering. So great opportunity for us to bring Salesforce to life for this organization, so the Power One program can really make a meaningful difference for them as they scale and affect more children. Next on the tour, we have some fun. So we'll be dropping off the main highway, the 5, and onto the 101, and find our way to a town called Coos Bay, which is an incredible amount of musical talent in Coos Bay, and we're going to be going to a favorite watering hole called Goonies, where one of the most incredible karaoke masters presides. It's a technology show, and it is a musical show, and it's an opportunity for all of us to stretch our vocal cords a little bit and have a great time together.
We are here today with the Boys and Girls Club of Southwestern Oregon in Coos Bay. So what we did today was we taught the children about philanthropy and the idea of giving back and what it means to be an empathetic, compassionate person. We started the morning with defining these words and then understanding how doing good is good for business with Michael Litt and Greg Malpass. Then we broke into an exercise where we had the kids think about how they want to use $100 to make a difference in their community, whether that was through fundraising to make more funds, or it was to purchase bags of food for the homeless. The kids got to be creative and think about how they wanted to use their dollars to do more good. One of the groups actually really cared so passionately before the Boys and Girls Club that they wanted to raise more funds so that they can, in turn, then support the staff here and have more programs for kids like themselves. So it's really great just seeing the impact that they want to make at this little age right now.
The Devereux Centre plays an integral part of this community of 16,000. What we learned this morning is any given day, 50 to 80 people will access the resources here at the Devereux Centre. From food to temporary shelter when it's cold out there in the evening, but they cover some of the base necessities out there. They offer showers for people to come in and clean themselves up. They offer laundry facilities if you've dirtied and soiled their clothes, and you need that sense of community, you need that safe place where you can come and have a sense of dignity to take those steps, into bettering your life or coming into some form of sobriety through rehab and the rest. And through here, it seems they really have that sense of support through their community. Today it was a little less on the technical side, but we came here as a crew and we dug straight in and we kind of gave it a really thorough freshen up and stuff. The vacuum was out, the mop was out, the bathrooms were scrubbed, things were reorganized and stuff. And sometimes, we may get focused on being a tech company and those skills. And other times today it just showed roll up your sleeves and let's get her done.
That is one of the most beautiful stretches along the entire coast. And you're riding along the highway right on the ocean as the sun is coming down, and you can't help but reflect on the experience that we have and your life, and just, it really gives you perspective, and it gives you the opportunity to look away from your phone and just say like, wow, we live in a beautiful place. And actually, as we taught the kids to be grateful for what we have and what we're doing and the opportunity that we have to give, is a huge privilege to be able to do this kind of road trip. And the bonding experience that we get, we're on day 5 now, and really starting to get to know each other, and just the beauty of the tour and the beauty of the place that we live in.
So here I am sat in the beautiful Redwood Forest. Unfortunately, only 3% of what was originally this forest is left on the planet. And we learned today that these trees are responsible for sequestering huge amounts of carbon. A single tree can do over 800 kilograms a year. And the amazing thing about these trees is that they are thousands of years old. However, when they die and fall, their root system reproduces another tree. So it's impossible to determine the age of these trees. Another amazing fact about this wonderful place is that these specific trees, these sequoia redwoods, actually grow faster as they get bigger. And this is something which is only recently understood about them. And so they become better at sequestering carbon over their lifetime. They are amazing, amazing, amazing trees. And the climate that they exist in is almost temperately controlled by them. And so it's always roughly 13, 14 degrees Celsius. It's always roughly the same humidity. They get a little bit more rain in the winter, but this is the type of climate that these trees need to thrive. Unfortunately, there was 4 great forests in the greater continental USA at the beginning of the 1900s. Now there's only 1, and this is it, because of deforestation and mismanagement and disease and invasive species. So we really do need to protect this amazing place, because this is how human beings will ultimately survive on the planet, with these great forests. And whatever we can do to salvage them is a good idea in my books.
Here we are with Friends of the Dunes. There are these natural sand dunes, and the sand dunes move. And so what happened was an invasive species was actually introduced to try to hold the dunes in place. So the forestry industry, the industry that actually harvested the redwoods, were able to move ships in and out and easily transport the logs for international trade. Well, by introducing this particular invasive species, this beach grass, what they did is they completely changed the ecology of the dunes. And we end up with a complete change in terms of what the natural system was designed to be. The dunes stop moving. Now all of a sudden, because the dunes are stopped moving, the ocean starts withdrawing the sand away, and as the sand starts drawing away, that takes away a whole bunch of the protection for the coastline in a world where we're going to be contemplating rising sea levels. The big part of our day today was actually trying to help. We're trying to help nature. And I think that's the biggest thing we need to really think about as humans, is how do we fit into this whole system to the betterment of a world that, yeah, our ancestors certainly have changed, and we have an opportunity to change it too, for the better. Yeah, I think the important part of this little section of the tour is really to open people's eyes to what true giving is, which is, it's just giving. That's all that matters. It doesn't have to be what you're good at. You don't have to find skill in it. It just has to come from the heart.
Here we are in San Francisco. We just wrapped the 7th Bandit Tour. Greg and myself are the 2 lucky bandits that have had the honor to be on the tour every year. So we've got to watch this evolution of the tour and what it's become. Where we always had this goal for this to become more than just a tour, a cultural event, but actually to become a bit of a movement. The work we do on the tour is really important, but a bigger one is as we build our brand, and the brand behind Bandit is to leverage that to actually get the word of what these not-for-profits are doing out there. So a lot more comes from it than the hours that were given, or the time that was given, or even the automation and technology support that was given there. It's now the understanding, and it's now an obligation, if you will, or a responsibility of ours to take that back and share that and try and spread that.
I was very happy to have one-on-one time with Ali at With Love. She is a profound human, and I don't think I would have had that same meaningful experience if I hadn't had direct eye contact to see how she talks about what she does. Any future bandits, make sure you take time in and amongst the fun and the chaos to just have some really good quality time with the people that you're helping, and you'll have such a better understanding of the communities they're ultimately trying to serve.
I guess one of the really cool things about the Bandit Tour is very rarely do we get an opportunity to just be saturated with those opportunities. So just to wake up and have the focus, purpose, and it's not just self-purpose, but group purpose with other people that are there and ready to support you in making your day entirely about doing something good for someone else or something else or someplace else. And I think that's a really cool thing to be able to do.
The amount of passion that these people put into their work is just incredible. It makes you feel like this world ain't such a bad place, even though there's a lot of bad things happening. There's people out there who care, and there's people out there who are making a difference every day. Makes you feel super grateful for what you have.
Interesting perspective is you're looking down the road and you're concentrating, because this isn't, all kidding aside, you got to get everyone their shiny side up, and you just hear the laughs and you hear the stories coming from behind you, and you hear the random jams and playing the music, and did you see that attraction? And as we kind of came together and we really started to dig in on the project work, for myself, actually, personally, definitely it's left me with some reflection, looking within to see the more I can give on the outside.
We have a tremendous amount of gratitude to the nonprofits, to the bandits, for really kind of opening their hearts. And we invite everyone else who's checking out this whole wrap up for the tour to search for your inner bandit. And doesn't matter how much, doesn't matter how many, all that matters is you do it.